gigged it last night. I've got some video and we'll show that, and then I'll talk about my experience. Again, second gig with it.
Talk a little louder, sugar. I can't hear you.
So pedalboard changes, we have the Saturn Works. It's a 2-button soft switch, and you can assign it to, lots of different things. And so I've got the clean boost on it, and then I've got my delay, my ambient delay, which is in the AM4, bypassable, so that if things get a little washy, I can turn it off. And sometimes it can get a little washy if you're playing kind of like funky rhythms where there's a lot of it can be a bit much, and so I can turn that off. But, depending on the patch, you can assign it to whatever is assignable for on and off. It's not MIDI, it's just, what's assignable. So that's different. And then I took one drive pedal off, and I'm just using one because I put the chorus on there because I took the chorus out of this and used the enhancer. And so if it were the AM5, I'd be a lot happier. The AM4 is fine, but 5 would be nice because I'd like to have the chorus in there so I could do it stereo instead of mono with just the pedal, because the AM4 doesn't have stereo inputs. And I guess that's where we're going to get to kind of like my critique is it would be really nice if the AM4 had stereo inputs so that you could use stereo effects before and go in stereo. That would be great. Of course, that's a lot to ask for because that's stereo processing through amp blocks. But it means that, if any chorus pedals, either they're going to be mono or you have to run them through the effects loop, which puts them after the reverb. And I don't really want my reverb chorused. So that's not really an option. I still would like to see the level control with some kind of reading on there, where I could see where it's at. I had another issue last night with bumping it with my foot because, I don't know, I guess I'm just clumsy. But when you're in the moment and all this stuff's going on, and I don't really get to put my pedal board wherever I want. As you see in the videos, we'll play some more videos in a minute, but my pedal board's kind of off to the side because in this particular venue, and a lot of them, is people dance so close to the stage. That if you put your stuff in front of you, people are tripping over it. And it's happened many times. And so I just can't do that anymore. I used to put my keyboards in front of me to try to create a barrier until they were knocking those over. So the pedal board's off to the side, and it's not convenient, and it's awkward, but that's just live music, right? And so, yeah, I'm bumping stuff that I don't want to. And the last critique, last kind of, I wouldn't even call it a bummer, but, it's like when you turn the clean boost on, you get a banner that says, the clean boost is on, but then it goes away after like 3 seconds or whatever it is, and then you don't know whether your boost is on or not. And, you're playing, you're doing this or that, and it's sometimes hard to know whether, I was clicking it, I was trying to click it, but I didn't know if I was successfully clicking it, because like I say, the pedal board's in an awkward spot. And so I'm balancing on one foot. It's not really where I want my pedal board. It would be nice to have it right in front of me. But then you kind of need a elevated stage. And we play some places like that too, but it wasn't last night. Last night was a place where it's mostly dancing in the bars in the back, and they pack the dance floor, and sometimes they're right on top of you. So yeah, those three things would be nice. Stereo inputs, which I don't think is going to happen, but boy, that would be nice to be able to put stereo effects in from the front, and get a reading on the level control, and let me know when the boost is on, not just in the moment I do it, but all the time, knowing whether it's on or not. Otherwise, I think it's a successful unit. I do like how it's hybrid. I've had, the ActFX 1, the AX8, the FM3, and tried to run them as an all-inclusive, all one thing, and that doesn't really work for me. I like the amp modeling, but I don't like the stomp boxes. I've done some A and B tests on this one with the ODR1 and then the ODR1 in here, and no, it's not close enough to want to make that sacrifice. And then I tried it with other ones that, to see if I could find a pedal that was similar, but no, it's got to be on the outside. The amp modeling on the inside and the drive pedals on the outside for me. And I think that the hybrid pedal board, I think, is maybe the next move for people, because we've all had pedal boards before and tube amps, and to give all that up is a lot to ask for. And your favorite pedals, and so I've got some of my favorite stuff on here, and I haven't had to give it up, and that basically I can still use it, and then I go right into the amp block, and then delay and enhancer and reverb, and that's my AM4 right there. And I think that's pretty successful. But at the end of the day, it's just all about how is the gig. I'm not recording right now. I'm gigging, and so does it do the job? Yes, it does the job, and it does it well, and it's easy. But another benefit to this, actually, that I haven't talked about yet, is that you can record right from your pedal board. That because the AM4 is my last piece in this system, that I can go out USB and straight into my laptop, and I can record right off my pedal board. And so whatever I'm doing with the pedal board, and I get sounds that I like, I can just connect it and record. And so it's like an all-in-one, gigging machine and recording machine all in one. And then I've got a supplemental pedal board, just a single row of 6 pedals, that I can pull out and add into here if I'm like recording and I want to experiment, But that's another cool thing about having this as a hybrid system, is it's ready to record. You just plug it right into your computer. So that's my experience. Am I happy? Yes. How does it compare to my other Fractal experiences? I like this one the best. Yeah, we're going to keep moving on from there. Would I like to see an AM6? Now, yes, I would like to see an AM6. That would be cool. All right, folks. Here's some more videos, and we'll see you next time.